be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "The man who can be trusted in little things can be trusted in great. The man who is dishonest in little things will be dishonest in great. If then you cannot be trusted with money, that tainted thing, who will trust you with genuine riches? And if you cannot be trusted with what is not yours, who will give you what is your very own? No servant can be the slave of two masters. He will either hate the first and love the second, or treat the first with respect and the second with scorn. You cannot be the slave of both of God and of money." The Gospel of the Lord. If you read the long version of the Gospel, it talks about the parable of the dishonest steward. Where he basically was not honest in his master's affairs, and his master found out, wanted to fire him. And so what he did was he tried to curry favor with people so that he'll be treated well. Now, the short Gospel, there's two parts. If you just look at the second part where it says you cannot be slave of both God and money, this is something that we always look at. Because we say you either have God or have money. So it would seem to make money something bad. And the worst thing is, you read the first part, talks about money as a tainted thing. Now, everything created by God is good. Okay? According to the book of Genesis, the creation story, everything that is created is good. But what is not so good is created by humanity. Money is a means of living, or in the sense that we need money to live. So, tainted as money is, it depends actually what do you mean by tainted. Because money in itself is not a bad thing. If you have followed the daily readings of the entire week, where St. Paul writes to Timothy, 2 or 3 days ago, St. Paul tells Timothy that the root of all evil is not money. The root of all evil is actually the love of money. And so, when we think about money in itself, it is not wrong to have money. It is not wrong to be rich. I mean, we cannot just expect everybody to just give away all their money and just sit by the roadside and just depend on God's providence. Now, that's foolishness. No, there is a difference between prudence and stupidity. All right? And a so-called quote attributed to John Paul II, even though it's actually not from him, it says, "Stupidity is also God's gift, but we should not misuse it." Oh, it is about being prudent in everything that we do, and to be truly honest. If you look at social media these days, more so in the past at least 2-3 years, there are now many channels, either TikTok or IG or YouTube, that try to promote moral values, more so about being honest. In all the videos, they are very predictable. Somebody try to be dishonest in a company, cheat money or embezzle money or siphon money or cheat people. And then one day the client comes who is actually their CEO on the cover, or some important client whom they don't know, and then they get caught in the process. So every video tells us something, that despite what we think of the world, or rather the corporate business world, as being dishonest, as being ruthless, there is a counter movement of trying to promote honesty in dealings with people. We cannot run away from dishonest people. That's why there are so many scammers out there. We cannot hide from them. But what we can do, we can pray for them. Because why are they dishonest? Usually out of either greed or circumstances in their life. They need money, so they don't know what else to do, they scam. Or they are greedy for money, so they scam. And they don't care about other people. To the extent that sometimes, even when you tell them I have no money, I have to pay my medical bill, they still take your money. Okay, but These kind of people, like Jesus says, these are the children of the world. They deal with the children of the world in that way. But we are the children of the light. We should not fight fire with fire. In the church itself, sometimes dishonesty can be something of a trait. It's not dishonest about money, but sometimes it comes to that, but rather dishonest about many other things in our life. We tend not to disclose things about ourselves to other people or our circumstances, sometimes because we want to protect ourselves or because we are shy to tell it to other people. But dishonesty will eventually catch up with us. It will come to bite us in the back, because the more we try to hide, the more we have to find more sand to hide. You tell one dishonest statement, then you tell another one to cover that one. You tell another one to cover this one, cover. How much can you cover? One day you just burst. Just like when you sweep your floor, vacuum your floor, those days no vacuum cleaner, you sweep everything under the carpet. Eventually it becomes like a mountain, and it's very obvious. So, while many of us tend to be dishonest in certain things, especially when we don't want people to know about our lives or our circumstances, it's a disservice to ourselves. Because when we are dishonest with other people and with ourselves, when we lie to ourselves and say everything is okay, eventually it will catch up with us and it will torment us. Because at the very core of our being, God created us to be very good. And so, we are born inherent with those moral values of goodness, honesty, kindness, compassion, until we reach a certain age when we start picking up all these bad habits, and it stays with us forever. So the challenge is, how do we counter those? We can no longer get rid of these bad habits, but how do we cultivate good habits so as to counter these bad habits in our life? Prayer can help to a certain extent, but it is more of fostering a new habit, forcing ourselves to confront the things that we don't like about ourselves, to be able to accept ourselves as we are, and to say that I am the children of light, the light of God shines through me, and only when if you look at a window, if sunlight shines through the window, if the window is dirty, very few light will shine through. But the moment you clean the window until it's clean, you see all the sunlight coming in. So we are like that window. The more we clean, the more the light of God will shine into us, and it will shine through us so that everyone will feel that light. The challenge is, are we willing or are we daring enough to clean that window? Or do we even want to? Or do we want to remain in the dark? That is a question that only we ourselves can answer. So let us take up the challenge of Jesus to be the children of light rather than to be the children of darkness, so that through us, people will see the light of God shining through us and helping them to find their way to God.